game, players are just about ready to commence proceedings for the final quarter. And the three-quarter time score shows that the Geelong Amateurs have got 4-3-27 on the board, as opposed to 10 goals, 7-67 for East Belmont. It's 40 points the difference after the Amateurs led at quarter time by a very handy 12 points. So it's been all East Belmont since three-quarter time, and they're about to start playing the centre of the ground and take it away, run Barassi Brain.
Thank you very much, David Tigger Cook. And for Newtown listeners, they'll be pleased to know that Russ Twitt, father of Jeffrey Twitt, the central umpire, Newtown absolutely dominating the game at Elders Reserve this afternoon over Grovedale quite convincingly. Dean Gill's running right.
Big return to fall for Newtown. This game here, the ball up is at half forward. Montgomery's a chance there for East Belmont. Couldn't quite get clear of the pack. Goes in after it again. It's picked up by Ferguson. And the Gazoo goes on the left foot, round to centre wing. Thumped away there by Heath Walsh. Runs on it, kicks it off the ground. Into the half forward flank position. Looking there. Oh, here's Sutherland coming out again. His hand pass is smothered. He slaps it out between his legs to Stern. Stern now gets a hand pass across to a teammate there. Might have been Jason Dorr. Kicks the ball across the ground. Now, Keegan, can he run on it? He's pushed in the middle of the back for mine. Play on is the call. Running onto the football, Ernie Fosman. Been a great try, beg your pardon, Nick Gill. Been a great try all day for the Amateurs. Up the half forward he goes, finds Ryan. Kicks it into the corridor. And here come the Amateurs, Ronnie. A chance here. Hand pass coming across to Paul Schwarzer. Middleton. Paul Schwarzer, Middleton goes bang on the right foot and goals. That's the start they needed to the final quarter. The Amateurs, can they get back into it, Ron? A pretty handy one early, that one.
Certainly, and I would suggest, yes, they can, Cookie. That's the needle that the Amateur Football Club needed. Paul Middleton, hopefully he can lift his own personal self. Been down all day. That goal could be just what he needs to get going. They can kick 5 or 6 in a matter of minutes, Cookie. They've done it before. They can do it again.
But here's Nick Gill here, right in front of us, and he had orchestrated all that, Ronnie. Started it off again. But here's
another veteran of the Amateur Footy Club, Dave Silver. Lovely to see him down here supporting his old club, the Geelong Amateur Footy Club.
Got his son walking with him. Is that his son walking with him, Ron?
Certainly is.
Might be playing in about 4 or 5 years by the look of the size of him. Back to the centre. Ben Reynolds doing the ruck work. There with Murray Hetherington. Hetherington wins it on this occasion. Niblett runs onto the footy. Gets the hand pass out. It's too far for his teammate there in the Gazoo, Ferguson. Nick Gill's at the bottom of the pack, battling hard. So too there is Eddie Montgomery. He can't get the ball clear. It's jarred in. Wilson's a chance for the Amateurs. He's tackled and loses the footy. It's a 10.5 forward for East Belmont, and the umpire's got no option but to come in and ball this one up. Early stages, final quarter, brought to you by Taco Bell's, top of the hill in Mirabel Street.
2.5 minutes have gone to the final term as we see East Belmont 10-7, 67 lead. Geelong Amateurs 5-3, 33. 34 points the margin. East Belmont now into attack through a free kick to Trevor Keegan. The drop punt pass, a beauty. Great lead, Adam Joseph takes the chest mark. I heard the whack from here, Cookie, and gee whiz, he's done quite a handy job for the East Belmont Lions this afternoon, has Adam Joseph.
Been one of them handy players. He's just bobbed up when they needed him at times, hasn't he? And he's bobbed up again here. He should answer that previous goal kicked by the Amateurs side. In comes Joseph. The right foot kick looks a pretty awful kick, and we can't send to the Aussies. We're live on radio, but I'd certainly give that one a few adjectives. He's put it out on the full, if you don't mind. And Roddy, I reckon even you might have kicked that with a drop kick, if you don't mind.
Not a problem, Cookie. Wait now on Nick McCullough, the big resting ruckman for the Amateur side. Hugs the boundary line, looks up there for Reynolds, but over the top, taking a fine grab. I think you'll find that could have been Jason Smith having a run on the ball for East Belmont.
Kicks the ball long. Does Hetherington, I think it may well have been, towards the centre-half forward position. Quick kick off the boot by Justin Hetherington into the forward pocket. Players rise, is stumped away over the line and out of bounds. It will be a boundary throw-in, perhaps 25 metres around from the goal, to which East Belmont are attacking. And after we saw the Amateurs kick the opening goal, it's been all Belmont since.
Seeing is being a little bit restricted at the moment, Cookie. Very dark here this afternoon.
My word it is. We'll have to call this off the monitor soon, Ron, if it gets any darker. It's down in the pocket position. It's picked up here by Simon Carlos of the Amateurs. Tries to swing it back to centre half back. Hand pass comes across to Ferguson. The Gazoo slips, gets back onto his non-preferred right foot. They've got it right this time. Spears a pass into half forward, and this looks like Niblett coming out on the lead and taking the mark with the long sleeves. Chris Niblett. Let's see if he can make amends for a very poor kick before by his East Belmont teammate.
in the long sleeve Guernsey, wearing that number 3 jumper, and has worn it quite proudly here this afternoon. Comes in from a good 40 metres. Again,
they've all got butter on their boots down there, Ron.
Well, I think probably over, just doing it a little with distance again, and obviously accuracy will sort of suffice in this occasion, and he's missed it badly to the right. Another minor score.
Just to behind there, the big fella, McKellar, kicks the ball back into play. Up right he goes towards the half-back flank position. Amateurs are going to gain possession. A kick comes around. Jason Hetherington goes back, can't hold the mark. Finds his teammate there in Damien Kelly, who gives him good support. He kicks the ball towards the half-forward flank position. Not particularly good kick. Running onto the football out there is Simon Kokalis of the Amateurs, but he can't control it cleanly. He was under a lot of pressure, and the ball's gone over the line out of bounds. Midway half-forward flank and centre wing position. East Belmont slightly into attack.
Ben Reynolds, Jamie Sutherland do battle. Reynolds gets the ball down, but it's Sharkwell, Danny Montgomery. Quick hand pass, looks to the direction there of his teammate. Couldn't find him as we wait now as a little bit of power interference there. Cookie seems to be unsettling our camera, but well, we'll continue to call the game as we wait now. And
the ball's come back into play. It's wide out there at half-forward. The umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to go the way of East Belmont. Said written into the ground was a player out there, and that player kicks the ball into the forward line. Ronnie, can you pick him up? It's down to the forward zone now. It is getting dark here. Here's a chance for the defenders of East Belmont to run it out of bounds. It's about 25 metres out from the goal to which East Belmont are attacking. Pushed in the back there might have been Niblett. Play on the call. Running onto the football is Statsev. He goes back towards the boundary line. It comes out wide, and a little mark taken here by Dave Franey of the East Belmont club. Lovely kick into the corridor at centre half forward. Good use of the brain there by Franey, and he's found his teammate in the gazoo, Dave Ferguson, who has taken the mark.
yeah, it was good. It's probably still going.
And wait on Dave Ferguson, who's had a pretty lively day, Ron, today. Ferguson coming in. He runs to the side with that left foot. He's hooked it back. He hasn't hooked it far enough. He ran to the side. Didn't make the distance. Big players rise in the pack down there. McCallum hand passes the ball out. Comes out right here. And coming away with it is Johnny Statsev, who's done quite a good job in defence for the Amateurs. Having a bit of a run, a couple of bounces, if you don't mind. He's run right to half-back. 3 bounces. He's getting tired. I'm getting tired. You're going to take the call. And the umpire's pinning behind.
Oh, dearie me. Cop one a little high for mine, and Andrew Bukta is still remonstrating with Rick Stasek, and Rick Stasek can think himself a little unlucky, Coogie.
Oh, I think so.
East Belmont now retain possession. They've gone back into the corridor, and that man again, Trevor Keegan, takes a fine diving mark in between half forward and centre half forward. Kicks long to lead, a good one to Adam Joseph. Got a good 5-metre break there on Andrew Richardson. Takes the easiest of chest marks, no more than 35 from goal. Very slight angle.
Good play again by Keegan. Ronnie's used the football very well today, hasn't he? He's had a fair bit of it, and when he has got it, he hasn't wasted the ball too much at all. And Joseph, who's been very lively, comes in, punts the goal. Goal umpire, no problems at all, Adam Joseph. 2 goals on the board, his personal tally, and East Belmont get away again from the Amateurs. But I think, Ron, that might be about it.
Yes, I think that the Amateurs side really need a lot of luck now to get back into this game, because they didn't need that goal. As we see East Belmont move to 11-8-74, 41-point leaders over the Geelong Amateurs side, 5-3-33. Fatty Foot was by Taco Bill. Top of the hill there at Mirabel Street, Geelong, for those lovely enchiladas. Combination dish, superb, up there at Taco Bill, Mirabel Street, Geelong.
I'm a sucker for the tacos. I love the tacos. They're plenty of hot sauce. And that's what they need here. The Amateurs, they need a bit of hot sauce. Back into the centre they go. Hand pass comes out from Schwartz to Middleton. Sends the Amateurs into attack. Not far though, because Franey intercepts. Franey, a little left foot kick, wasn't particularly effective, looking for Posman. And it's picked up by the Amateurs. They go into attack. Almost a mark taken down there by the big fella getting up high in Tacoma. He couldn't mark. The ball's out to half back now. Posman dives in on top of it. Left it behind it, Ernie Posman. Hand pass comes out wide to Tacoma. He gets the ball across. A teammate kicks into the forward zone, and they've got to mark down here. Might be Johnny Ryan, is it? Yes, Ronnie? It is, and he's way out at half forward. The angles are cute. Again, the attacker's indirect, and he really has to kick the cover off the footy to get it there, and that could cause more inaccuracy.
It's a lead. It's a good lead too there from young Tacoma. Oh, the umpire's made a blue. He's paid the mark. Now he's called play on. Posman knows cool. The crisis allowed to bring the ball back to the members' side and finds Niblett. Niblett's handball now. Over the top he goes. Jason Smith kicks it quickly up there to the centre wing position. Trevor Keegan under pressure now. Sees McCabe come in. Oh, could have infringed. Play on call the umpire. As we see now, picking up there was Paul Middleton. On the left foot, it's an up and under. Over the top. A screamer. Macca now an opportunity to give the amateur side a little bit of life that they need to kick their sixth goal. 35 metres from goal directly in front.
Big Greg Macca over the top of two or three players, grabbed the footy nicely in his hands, punt kicks for goal and swinging back in. I think he might have kicked this one. Badly let it go. Kick by the big man Macca, who's been put into the forward line this final quarter run. May well have been there in the third quarter as well to try and give him a bit of aerial strength down there, and a good mark that time because Jason Smith had run off him, but the ball rebounded and Macca was able to outmark a couple of much smaller opponents. And East Belmont are 11-8-74. Geelong have it 6 goals, 3-39, and that is on the Taco-Bill scoreboard in the final quarter of the game at the Queen's Park Oval this afternoon.
In round 10, GFL football match of the day. East Belmont handy 35-foot leaders, and can the amateur side get another goal in the next score?
I see Alan Foster down here on the boundary line, committee informer player here, urging the amateurs on, but it's taken out of the centre by East Belmont. Down they go towards half forward. Hand pass coming out wide, looking for the lead there of Monaghan. He can't quite grab it. Ernie Posman's in there, got one a bit high, got the hand pass away to a teammate who has to tumble a punt into the forward line. Not particularly effective. Kick Adam Joseph, comes out, gathers nicely, gives it back here to his teammate in Sutherland, kicks with the left foot towards forward pocket. The defenders are up and they thump it away. Oh, ducking into trouble there might have been Statsev. Got the hand pass away, looking for Wilson. This way, that way, has to kick in a hurry under a lot of pressure, Wilson, and he kicks out towards the half-back flank. And one of his teammates has caught one as Ronnie said, ooh, it was a bit high.
Steve Robertson and Roz go short, kept his composure well, but umpire Jervy is making him go back. Don't ask me why, Cookie. The mark should be paid. Confusion has set in, and, okay, now the mark's been paid. Reynolds with the ball. Kicks long to half forward. Middle of the back. Great mark. Plays on quickly. Over the top he goes with a great hand pass. Allows Johnny Ryan to have a bounce. Runs his full term. Steadies from 20 metres. Oh, he's missed it.
Oh, what a great build-up for a shocking result. Johnny Ryan there did everything right. Good play too. The mark on the hand pass over the top was a beauty. Johnny Ryan running into the open goal. He had no one to pop over the top, so he had to shoot from 25, 30 metres out and was way offline. 1 point only goes on the board to the amateur side when they badly need goals. Kicking comes out towards a half-back flank. Hand pass comes across from Anthony Middleton, the jugular. His hand pass wasn't good. Knocked back here by Hetherington, back towards Bosman. But slipping in, Nick Gill gathers. Nicky Gill kicks the ball towards half-forward flank. Niblett comes in, takes the kick, was flattened after he kicked it. That'll be downfield. Not very far because the kick only travelled 25 metres sideways, and Keegan will take the resultant free kick short of centre half back for East Belmont.
Well, a little bit lucky, I would suggest there, young Niblett, because he had the ball, and, it's not basketball, is it, Cookie?
No, it's not basketball, Ron. I thought the tackle was a little bit late. I thought the free kick down the field was there. But then again, we don't always agree, Ron.
Where was the kick taken, Cookie? It's either down the ground.
It went down the ground, but he went sideways with the kick. So the advantage wasn't great, Ron. Here's the advantage here because the mark being taken by an amateur's player. Is that Reynolds? And he has been given 50 metres for being flattened after he took the mark. Now that is an advantage, Ron, and it's to the advantage of the amateurs. And it looks like Ben Reynolds. 35 metres out from goal. Directly in front. The big fella comes in and puts the right foot right in it. Goal umpire leans back. I think it's home. It's home. It's a goal to Ben Reynolds. Amateurs fight back. Much better last quarter from the Amateurs after two pretty ordinary ones since quarter time, Ron.
Obviously the inspiring words of Alan Foster here on that boundary line, giving the boys the decided little they need. And, well, only time will tell. Still a bit of football left in this great game of ours this afternoon. Cookie, we see now that the Geelong Amateur side, they've moved a little bit closer. They're now 7-4. 46 points. Trani, the East Belmont side, 11-8-74.
There's Alan Foster on screen here as we look at him having a bit of a talk to another club stalwart there. And he's the brothers' president, is Al, and giving a bit of cheering for his side, trying to get him up. Reynolds goes up in the centre and slaps it down to the ground. The kick out of the centre comes out sideways to no one's particular advantage. Ernie Posman runs onto it well, flattened after he got rid of it. Running through there is, Gillett is running onto it again. He picked it up well. Play Gill back towards centre half forward. Keegan slaps it out wide for East Belmont. Over the top they come. Anthony Middleton's a chance. Gets it forward. Oh, but they're too good in defence. And coming out of defence is Ivan Morrison. He kicks the ball for East Belmont towards the half-forward line.
Heath Walsh with some strength, punts it long up there all over the top. Rick Stasic couldn't quite hold it. Sutherland chips in for East Belmont, kicks it off the carpet. Stasic's in there supporting his side. I think you'll find Sutherland's gone over the line and out of bounds. The roar of the crowd here suggesting that he was a little slow. I'm not sure whether that was the boundary umpire or the East Belmont player.
Not too sure. I think that the roar of the crowd was from the 1953 Premiership side. They might have had a couple of ambers, I think. They all roared together there, and we can certainly hear it in the box there. Over the back it goes. Niblett's a chance. But beating into the ball is the Gazoo Ferguson. Tumbles the punt. Deep into the forward zone. It's in the forward pocket. Picked up by Joseph. He's had a fly. Shut the goal. Is it a goal? Waiting here because Andrew Richardson says I touched it. Goal umpire doesn't agree, nor does the central umpire, and Joseph has kicked his third for the afternoon.
Yeah. I was going to say, we have some update scores from Bellarine.
Yeah, a couple of quick ones for us.
Okay, Ocean Grove, 11-13-79. Barwon Heads, 11-14-80. Very close there.
Oh, beauty.
Queenscliff, 9-6-60 to Anglesea, 4-14-38. To Torque, we'll get this next one. We'll let you go back to you, and I'll have two more for you.
Thanks very much, Shane. Interesting result. Great game there, the Battle of the Bridge. Ocean Grove, Bowenheads. Bowenheads up by a point at Ocean Grove this afternoon. Cookie, a real cliffhanger.
Doesn't matter where they are on the ladder, Ronnie. It's a good game, isn't it?
Certainly is.
And of course, Anglesea have kicked 4 goals, 14. They've effectively kicked themselves probably out of the season by the sound of that.
Certainly have, Cookie. Let's see if Amateurs now can answer that East Belmont goal. Ben Reynolds, he's tried hard, gets the ball to ground, looks for Middleton. Him and Ferguson, there's been a couple thrown to the centre of the square there. As we see the play now moves to half forward. Dave Franey with the footy for East Belmont, brings it to the members' side of the ground. McCabe comes out strongly for the Amateurs' side, and I think you'll find he's happy to see it over the line and out of bounds. Tempers just getting a little straight, Cookie.
Justin Hetherington just asking for someone's autograph there. I think right, a bit of a melee there. A bit of, I beg your pardon, was going on. Boundary umpire throws it in. Keegan does the ruck work from the back and wins the knock down towards Niddle, but it's taken away by hands. It goes to Posman there from his teammate in Jason Muller, but the ball is smothered off the boot. Rebounds towards half forward for East Belmont. Hand pass over the top. Bookta knocks it on cleverly into the path of a teammate coming out there in Sutherland. He can't quite gather it cleanly. Goes back and after it. Oh, good tackling here for the defence. Oh, player getting into trouble there with Statsav. By gee, it's tough down there, Ronnie. I'm glad we're up here. It's getting a bit willing out there. Umpire's found a free kick for holding, and it's going to go the way of the East Belmont club, I think. It is. Jason Dorr. Dorr it is. He's going to take the free kick. He's in within kicking distance, Ron.
Certainly has been a very busy little rover too for the East Belmont side here this afternoon. Comes in now from a good 40 metres from goal. A drop punt. It's a good one. Just favours to the left of the big sticks. Pack of players form. Rick Stazic's in there working hard. Taps it down to the direction of the rooster. Danny Wilson. Quick kick now at the half back. Looks for Johnny Ryan. Ricochets there off the boot of Justin Hetherington. A little bit of
Johnny Ryan claiming the free kick.
Yeah.
The boundary umpire not being conned.
No, it's going to be thrown in.
And it's going to be thrown in. And Jason Hetherington looks like doing the ruck work against Ryan. The two ruck rovers go at it. No ruckman in sight there. No one, of course, gets a clean knockdown, but it comes here to the rooster. Wilson, who kicks the ball around to the centre wing position, and he's found his teammate running on the football well in Paul Robertson, and he'll send the Amateurs into attack.
Bazza kicks it long, but he didn't kick it long enough out the back of the pack because lofting at the back there was Jason Muller, but chipping it in front there was Dave Franey. Good footy to Ferguson, and East Belmont steady proceedings down through the agency of Damien Kelly. Got support there from Craig Edwards, kicks long, lovely disposal from the centre half back, puts it straight on the chest of the elusive half-forward Heath Walsh.
And Heath Walsh goes back and unloads with a long right foot right to the teeth of goal. Over the back, Posman's had a flying shot like Maradona, but it's smothered off the player in front of him. Hit the boundary, hit the behind post on the full. I don't know whether it's my eyesight running them posts. They look to be leading all different sorts of ways down there. But anyway, that one did hit the behind post, touched off the body, and a boundary throwing close to the post.
Great desperate football, Simon Kakalis, as we see the ball now back into play. Ken McCabe over the top, he goes to Nicky Gill, goes short and finds the rooster Danny Wilson at halfback.
Swings the ball to the two halfback flank position. It's punched away here, and well done by Jason Hetherington, who climbed over the back of his opponent without giving away the free kick, and it's over the line and out of bounds. Boundary showing right in front of the 1953 Premiership side, assembled in the grandstand here at the Queen's Park Oval. Over the Geelong Amateurs. The boundary showing Keegan goes up and knocks it down towards Niblett. It goes past him, picked up by Walsh. Walsh tumbles the kick on the right foot towards half forward. Running back with a flight of the ball. Sutherland couldn't mark it. Bounced off his chest. Get out of defence here. Amateurs kick's not particularly good out towards the fence, but well done. Amateurs player there getting underneath it. Run and doing pretty well was Anthony Middleton, touching that ball before it went over the boundary line out of bounds, and he was hotly pressed by Jason Hetherington.
Yeah, desperate situations required desperate efforts, and well, good work there on that occasion. Anthony Middleton sees the ball there, back into play. Good 45 metres from the East Belmont goal. A ruck infringement. It's going against Amateurs. They don't really need this cookie. Over Hetherington in front. The big rucker for East Belmont gets the free kick.
Plays on immediately with a hand pass. Gets it to Dave Ferguson. The Gazoo goes bang, bang, bang. Left foot long to goal square. Up goes Book the count. Mark Joseph was there too. Off hands. 1 point only. Well played by the big fella there. Hetherington got it across quickly to the little fella, the Gazoo. Ferguson on the left foot kicked it long, but not quite long enough. It didn't clear the pack and was touched through for a point.
Ball now on the outer side of the ground, and a nice piece of football. Nicky McKellar finds Bazza Robertson out there wide at half back. Paul Robertson with the footy for the Amateurs side. Oh, tries to spiral torpedo. Pretty undisciplined football, Cookie, because he's made a real mull of that one. It's gone over the line and out of bounds in the full. East Belmont now regained possession.
They do so through Edwards, who spears a pass down towards the half-forward line. He's got a teammate out there. Might have been Joseph, was it, on the lead. Took the mark. Kicks towards the big fella, went up there in Sutherland. Couldn't quite hold the mark. Hand pass over the top to Nick Gill, who's still working hard. Kicks the ball back towards half-back flank. Dumped away here by the big fella Hetherington. Chance running onto the football for the Amateurs to pick it up and run out of defence here, and they can do so through the agency of the ice cream. Cone has a bounce, hand pass over the top to the youngster in Taylor. Taylor goes left foot pass into the forward line at the back of the pack. Pick it up and kick a goal. Thank you very much, I will, said Ben Tacoma. That's his second of the day, and again a few youngsters figuring that play, but they're the future of this club, Ronnie, if they can hold them together.
Certainly, great goal for the Geelong Amateur Football Club, and a badly needed eighth late stages of this final quarter, brought to us by Taco Bills. We see Amateurs now 8 goals for 52 points. They're trailing East Belmont 12 goals, 9, 81. And, well, Cookie, there's only, let's have a look, 28 points in it, but I think time will beat the Geelong Amateur Footy Club here this afternoon.
But I think time will beat them, Ron. I think the second and third quarter will beat them. They fought this out pretty well here in this final quarter with a bit of support from a few fellas here. As I say, Alan Foster down here roaring, and the 1953 Premiership side giving a bit of support. They fought it out pretty well. They could have fallen away and got beat by 10 or 12 goals, I reckon. And they get the ball out of the centre again here. Play a tackle high as he kicked, I thought. Up towards half forward it goes. Chance for Chris Stern. turn there of the East Belmont side. He couldn't quite handle it. Comes back to him through a hand pass, and from the defensive side of centre, he kicks them into attack. Up goes Sutherland, who's certainly been a target since half-time at centre-half forward. He can't mark, but he's held the ball in well. In goes Heath Walsh to lend a hand. The bottom of the pack umpire's got a ball this one up. Centre-half forward. Well played, Sutherland. Couldn't take the mark, but was able to hold the foot in. There was no rebound there on.
No, certainly not. And good defensive football from a forward, and I like to see that as we see the loose ball now. Shark well, Danny Wilson. Looks out wide. Paul Robertson in front there. Can't trap it. Damien Kelly chips in, the half-back flanker for East Belmont. On the left foot, goes out wide. Finds Justin Hetherington, who steadies himself. Looks up there to the pocket. Jamie Sutherland tried to get there, but in front, chipping in, taking a fine mark, Danny Wilson.
And he plays on. He gets around the man on the mark too and swings play back to the centre. Up goes Chris Niblett and takes a lovely mark, drifting in from the side. The long sleeves went up, the hands went with him, took the mark, got the hand pass across to Ferguson. Ferguson goes to Buchter. Buchter's at half forward, not sure which way to go, but he's got a player on the forward pocket. Too late now, and Andrew Buchter's going to go back and probably have a shot. No, he's gone the short one over the top, looking for Dave Franey. The kick wasn't very good. Coming out the lend assistance is Ernie Posman, gives it back to Franey by hand. Franey by foot goes bang. Oh, Dave Franey on the angle, Bob the Ripper, and East Belmont go further ahead and increase their lead to over the 5-goal mark. East Belmont now 13-9-87, lead at Geelong Amateurs 8-4-52 on the Taco Bill final quarter. Scoreboard round 10 GDFL match of the day down here at Queen's Park. Good time for a quick score from the Bellarine, Shane.
Okay, yes we do. Drysdale's the other one I couldn't read, and it's 13-14-92 to Newcombe, 6-6-42, and finally Port Arlington 14-12-96 to Torquay, 1-6 behinds 12. Rather dismal match, that one.
Certainly is. Port Arlington doing it well last year's premiers of BFL footy.
They're back in town. So too are East Belmont with that goal too. The ball's set alight in the centre of the ground. Quite a large number of players got into the centre for that bounce there, run very quickly, and it was held into the pack, and the ball up is going to be applied by the umpire in the true centre of the ground position. Hand pass comes to Buchter. He kicks this one a bit quicker up towards half forward. Up they go. Back of the pack, a chance for Adam Joseph. Well tackled. Hand pass comes out wide. Picked up by Andrew Richardson. His hand pass finds a teamer quickly around towards the fence, looking for Gill. It's slapped away on this occasion by Hetherington. That's Jason Hetherington. I thought it went over the boundary line. The boundary umpire disagreed with me. Kick come back to centre wing where Jason Muller picked it up. Good play by the youngster. Over the top he goes and finds Middleton. Middleton with a hand pass. He's got a running teammate streaming down the ground run. And the kick. Oh, luck's a fortune. Luck is a fortune. That wasn't meant for that player coming out there who took the mark. Played on immediately. Might have been the young fella in Taylor. Blazes a goal and kicks a beauty. Great goal, Chris Taylor, wearing the number 57 jersey. The under-18 dasher pops through his first and a very handy night goal for the Geelong Amateur Footy Club this afternoon, late stages of the final term. Well, he made the most of his luck. The pass was not meant for him, but he was good enough to dive in front of his opponent, take the mark, played on immediately on the left foot, and a very good kick. And Geelong Amateurs 9-4-58, East Belmont 12-9-81. The game safely in the East Belmont keeping, but the Amateurs keep fighting, and I guess that's what their coach, all he can ask for at this stage after poor second and third quarter, is to fight the game right out, and they're certainly doing that in the centre of the ground. The umpire's about to start proceedings again in this final quarter, brought to you on WAR by Taco Bills.
Yes, top of the hill there in Rulable Street, Geelong, and for your hot food, hop in and say good day at Taco Bill. Umpire Twitt throws it in the air. We see Reynolds again getting the ball out, but it's sharked by Walsh. Well tackled, the loose ball now picked up by Legal. Quick kick up to half forward for East Belmont. Sees Nick McKellar come through strongly. Was held for mine. Yes, he was. And I think you'll find we'll get the free kick. The resting ruckman back pocket player and has battled well in defence for the amateur side this afternoon.
I reckon he's done a good job, Ryan, against pretty overwhelming odds.
Likewise, this bloke too.
Yeah, he kicks it out wide. He's looking for the run there of Richardson. Couldn't take the mark, but was good enough to win it on the ground. Kick comes in towards Saw, centre wing half forward. Coming out there, Johnny Ryan in the long sleeves, takes the mark, plays on immediately. They move the ball very well here. Mark taken by Schwartz of Middleton. Over the top he goes, looking for a teammate. Might have been Robertson. Was it coming through? Might have been claimed high in the tackle. He certainly was. If it was Robertson, it is. And he's been claimed very high in that tackle. He's going to receive the free kick, but he's on a very acute angle run, and some of their attacks have just been a little bit wide instead of centering the footy at times.
Well, let's just see if there's some movement on the forward line. Nothing forthcoming at the present time. Disappointing for mine, as we see that now Robertson's been forced to kick at goal, and yes, the result, not a good one for Amateurs. He's offline, and disappointing from the forward's point of view. Cookie, no movement.
No movement, and I'll tell you what, Andrew Buchter from East Belmont got back nicely into the defensive slot in case someone dropped into the hole. He was there to try and cut it off. Well played, big fella. Kicking comes from full back in Jason Smith out to the half-back flank, and he finds his teammate there. And East Belmont are going to go away again with this one towards the centre wing.
Yeah, great left foot drop punt. Good 60-metre drop punt too from Dave Ferguson. Right out to the outer side centre wing. Players clash heavily. Heath Welch and likewise Steve Robinson from the outer side. And umpire said, look, we'll have another throw-in, fellas, outer side centre wing. Number 58 coming onto the ground for East Belmont. Steve Ferguson getting a run.
Haven't seen much of him, Rod. Has he been on the ground today? I don't think I've seen him today. Boundary umpire throws it in there out wide. Up goes Jamie Legal for East Belmont and snaps the ball to the advantage of his side. They're able to come out with a little kick towards half forward. Oh, streaming out of defence there was Statsev. Got the ball off the ground, but it rebounded just as quick as it went. Buchter takes the mark, kicks the ball from centre half forward into the forward zone. Siren's gone. I'd say Sutherland took the mark before that one. He has, yes, he can have the shot for goal. And he's certainly been a pretty handy player since half-time, Jamie Sutherland. And just to top off his day, he's kicked the final goal of the game. Second goal to the kid, Jamie Sutherland, and East Belmont have run out convincing winners here after a very interesting first quarter where the Amateurs had all the play. Geelong Amateurs have gone down. They kicked 9 goals, 5, 59 points on the board. East Belmont
14-9-93.
14-9-93. Ronnie just pointing in front of my nose there, so I didn't miss that.
That's it.
Pretty convincing win in the final analysis, Ron. But the last quarter, 4 goals to East Belmont and 5 to the Amateurs. And as I said, as a coach, all you can do at three-quarter time was ask them to fight it right out. And I think Jeff might have been happy with that last quarter. The coach of the Amateurs side, someone's just let go a shotgun or something. It's frightened the daylights out of two of our cameraman and myself. Ronnie Zephyr didn't worry him at all.
We're still here, Cookie. That's the main thing. Is
he missed
Alan Travascus escorting the umpires from the arena here this afternoon, and well, a little disappointed, I would suggest, and well, so he should be too, and so should the amateur match selection committee, because really, you look at that first and final quarters, Cookie, and well, they've outscored East Belmont by about 3-4 goals, and yet they've gone down here this afternoon by a tally of, let's have a look, 34 points.
Yeah, in the first and last quarters, they kicked 3 goals and they kicked 5. So they kicked 8 goals, 5 in those 2 quarters. But during the second and third quarter, they could manage just 1 goal, 1, and that's where they lost the game, Ron. They certainly play well at times, but to East Belmont's credit, they were the more consistent side on the day, and they did it through good players around the ground. In Justin Hetherington, the 17 jumper, played a good game for them. Murray Hetherington at times. Certainly Sutherland at centre-half forward in the second half set the game alight for them. Legal did okay at times. Ernie Posman, I thought, played quite well, the 7 jumper. Niblett at times, the number 3. And they had Adam Joseph coming into the game, kicking 3 goals for them. And of course, Heath Walsh playing in a half-forward flank. I thought he was supposed to play in the centre, but he seemed to be half-forward flank. And he bobbed up with 3 goals and played well. And of course, your mate, the Gazoo, Dave Ferguson, he certainly got plenty of the footy, and Trevor Keegan across the half-back line was a very, very effective player for the East Belmont club. Meanwhile, for the Amateurs, they had some good tries. I thought Johnny Ryan played quite a good game, and at times Paul Middleton was there doing his best. Ben Reynolds gave them a lift when he went into the ruck and did a lot of the hard work around the ground. Nicky Gill, we mentioned him during the call, played a terrific game, the number 7 jumper. In fact, both number 7s, Nicky Gill and Ernie Posman, both little rovers, both played well for their sides. Andrew Richardson, especially in the first half, across half-back, was good for the Amateurs. And Johnny Statsev, when he came on, I thought played quite well. Danny Wilson, I thought, was down a bit today. Might have been tagged out of it a bit, but did some nice things at times, but not quite enough from that good player. Greg Macker, I thought, was a disappointment today. day. I'd led to believe he was a much better player than that, but he didn't have his best day. McKellar in defence. Let's give him a rap. Ronnie here was against overwhelming odds, and he played pretty well. And at times, Peter Cone and a couple of the youngsters in Ben DeGoma and Chris Taylor did some very nice things for the amateurs, but all in all, not quite enough. Not quite enough.
Yeah, exactly. Good summary, Cookie. And I think, as you've mentioned, all in all, East Belmont had too many winners here this afternoon, consistently over the 4 quarters of football here this afternoon. And yes, it's only 4:45, Cookie. And yes, there's a lot of conversation to be got on for the remainder of the afternoon. It had an early start here today. And maybe it's the rain, maybe it's the clouds. I'm not sure, Cookie, but it's all over here this afternoon, round 10. GDFL football for the 93 season. As we have mentioned, a victory here this afternoon to East Belmont. The final scoreline, East Belmont 14-9-93 have defeated the Geelong Amateurs Footy Club 9-5-59.
To the boys, they stuck it out. We knew that Amateurs would come out and give us a good game. No problems about that. They, after last week's performances, more credit to them. They stuck to their guns, and yeah, I knew. Well, me and Dave, we both give the boys Thursday night a bit of a talk about it, and not to get too complacent on things. So it was a good win.
Well, on a roll. Let's reflect back.
Yeah.
Big win last week against Werribee Centrals. Okay, today you were without a very talented footballer too, I believe, who is a new recruit to the club.
Yeah, plug I say. And
he kicked 7 in his debut for East Belmont 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's got to leave the
play today. So now East Belmont are looking quite good early stages now, or middle stages of the season.
Yeah, we are. I think we've got a good number of young blokes too down the club. So yeah, they're sticking to it. There's all credit to blokes too who are missing out on games. They're coming down and they're sticking to their guns, which is fantastic. So yeah, there's some couple of blokes. We've got a couple of injuries and a big plugger to come back. So that'll be very handy.
A big bonus. Craig Edwards himself been niggled with some injury.
Yeah, I have. I've been pretty dogged with a lot of injuries over the years, and I just had a bit of a nagging hammy there earlier on, and missed a couple of games. So yeah, it was good to get back out there and get amongst it.
Did very well, directing traffic, controlling the defence of the East Belmont side this afternoon. You've been pleased to get through the game.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I was pretty pleased. I'm a little bit disappointed. I could have done a little bit more, I thought, but all credit to the blokes in the back line there. They stuck to their guns and they really stuck at it and stayed with the Amateur boys.
Craig, Dave Cook here. The last time we saw you play, we didn't see the number 27 jumper go around, Heath Walsh. He played a very interesting game at half. I think he was playing at half forward, may have been in the centre at times, but generally on a half forward flank. Kicked 3 goals, won. Certainly gave you a bit of a target there at half forward. He moves around a lot. How long's he been with the club, and where'd you get him from? Because he played a great game.
Well, Walsh is a previous player at the club, actually. He's come back and he's gone down. He was actually down at Port Arlington, I believe, and or Ocean Grove.
Bowenheads, it was.
Bowenheads, sorry.
Yes, it was.
Bowenheads, yeah, you know, Ron.
That's right.
And but just a few things happened down there with him, and he was just disappointed, I suppose, and he's got his clearance through, and he got it through last week.
Very unlucky. He averaged 6 goals in the practice matches he played down there.
Yeah,
we started off very well. Hurt an ankle in the very first game of the season for Bowenheads, and just for some reason, obviously, felt out of it, and felt that maybe the injury was enough to keep him out of football and at that level.
Yeah,
decided to come back and help these players.
Yeah, it was handy to have Walshy back, the bonanza we call him, I suppose, because he loves those flanks, and I don't think he can kick straight, actually, Ronnie.
He loves around corners.
Yeah, he loves kicking around corners.
He's certainly a goal kicking offside.
Isn't he? Yeah,
he's a bit of a lift from the last time we saw him.
Yeah. Actually, Walshy is very handy in the pockets and flanks, and that's where he plays his best football.
Yeah, the other player that came on, I thought, when he went to centre half forward, really give you some space to run into and something to kick at, was the kid, Jamie Sutherland. Gee, he played a great second half at centre half forward, took some terrific grabs, and when he didn't take the marks, he was competing well. We commented a few times, Ron, about he was knocking it on or he was holding it in. He wasn't letting the ball get away out of the forward line, and of course, last time we saw him, he played in the back line. He certainly showed some defensive skills as a forward today.
Yeah, he's quite handy. Actually, he was under a cloud earlier on, and it was a bit crook earlier on in the week, and he came up trumps, and thank I think he had a good game.
Yeah, someone upstairs likes you, Craig.
I think so,
well,
yeah.
that's football, and you've got to take chances. Today, you took a chance with Jamie Southern, bringing him on at centre-half forward, a key position post, and I was very pleased with his performance. Another player that caught my eye, and I like his attitude at the football, is Adam Joseph. Where have you picked this fellow up from?
Yeah, we picked up Adam and his other brother Jamie and his father Dougie, who's our head trainer down there, and they've been a fantastic mob to come down to play with us, and they come from Newcomb.
Very handy player.
It's a pity you couldn't get his mother. Actually, they've been great, and Jamie's been a real. Adam's been a real good focal point down there, and he's had a bit of injury problems the same, but his last couple of games have been fantastic. He really picked it up, and something again there in the forward line to aim for.
Smaller players, again, the ball being on the ground a fair bit of the afternoon, being a little greasy. Players that really need to be mentioned on this occasion. Little Jason Dorr, and I thought Chris Stern, very good footballers for you.
Jackie Dorr, as he's commonly known, is great little footballer, come from Grovey, I believe, and he's a quick fella. I tell you can't catch him. And young Sterney, they're a great little on-ballers. Fantastic. Once that ball hits that green, they're off and running. Great little on-ballers.
I suppose we better mention Chris Nibbler too, because Cookie, you're a bit of a fan of his. And
yes, we saw him kick the winning goals the day we saw him against the West. He kicked a couple of goals in the last. Fantastic, yeah. He's probably seen him out of the side a couple of weeks later. I'm not sure whether he's injured or not. He see that in the paper, but he did well. Had a couple of injuries early on, and he felt his form was a little bit down, and he needed a run in the second. So good to see that he's up to it and come back and play in the scenes and top it off. But and the other two smaller players, Ron, you haven't mentioned, perhaps they're not so young, Ernie Posman and the Gazoo, Dave Ferguson. Gee, they played great games today. They had plenty of the footy. Yeah, little dingo. He tends to hold on it a little bit long, but look, all credit to him again. He sticks to his game. He sticks at it, and he has a go in the end. And what can I say about Ferg? he keeps on going, doesn't he?
Yeah, unbelievable.
I don't know. He's over the 30 mark, and he just keeps going. So, yeah, fantastic for Ferg. Now, East Belmont, Ronnie. Well, a couple of wins in the last two games. Where do they go next week? And to you, Craig, how far can you go now? Well, I think on today's effort was a good effort, but I thought if the had seen last week's game against Werribee, we really showed our full potential, I believe. And I think, I really think that we can really go all the way. I mean, you've got to believe that you can go all the way, otherwise you shouldn't be there.
Sure.
So, I think we pushed Motta early in the year. They knocked us off by about 3 or 4 goals, I think it was. And
there's not much in today's footy.
No, certainly not. And finals a different story. And I think we've got some pretty good experienced players and time players to go through the finals. Who've played plenty of final football. So, it'll be handy in the end.
Good. All right, thank you very much, Craig, for your time today, and I'm sure you're very keen to get in there and celebrate with the boys and have the shower, but Cookie's got one final question.
Before you go, Craig, Ronnie, you're just going to tell us who East Belmont play next week?
Well, actually, they don't play next week, Cookie.
No,
the interleague game, of course, it's Winchelsea.
The week after, you can help me.
The week after, June 19, East Belmont are at home to Leigh Districts, and you'll be looking forward to that. Looking forward to a win there, or the way Leigh are going. Yeah, I'd certainly, again, we always take one game at a time, and we'll take them on their merits, and certainly see how we front up on that Saturday, and hopefully come away with the points. Well, mate, on behalf of the Double R and Guest Video team, Craig Edwards, all the very best, and let's hope that the Lions can play off in September for your sake, and of course Brian Coughlin's as well.
Thanks, Ronnie.